Yeah, it's Will and Audra, we in this to stay. Ball python life, watch us lead the way. Climbing year by year, bringing our best, creating content, man we never rest. Started from the ground, now we making a name. In the ball python game, we in for fame. Bridging gaps for the new and the vets. Mentor in the fam, gotta place your bets. Educating the masses, spread the knowledge for real. Each scale tells a story, that's the deal. Not perfect.
Get yours today.
Bro, what's going on?
What happened?
That started off a little rough. This go around.
Or did we lose me?
We got all our sound checks and everything done.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yep. Let us know in the comments if you can hear and see us, but definitely doing some check-ins. What's going on with K and D? Yes. What's good? Darren, how you doing on your side of things? Pretty good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. I was like, you were kind of out of there for a little bit.
It was weird during the startup. It was weird during the startup of the actual live when we went live. But shout out to everybody that's been already patiently waiting for this live. This is going to be a really, really fun one. We actually had them on before. There's been some changes in the collection. We're going to ask some different questions that pertains obviously to the ball python journey and what he's been doing in the game, because he's been definitely doing it big. But yeah, what's going on with everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. How's your Sunday going, homie?
It's going pretty good. I had to go pick up some rodent food this morning, and then I'm gonna get in there after this. They hit the rodents real hard, and then finish doing some of the snakes and some of the pairings, getting ready for Tinley on the other hand too. So that's gonna be
yeah, that's right. We're gonna
Yeah.
see you in Tinley. Yeah. We'll be out there. We're
We'll
gonna
be
do it
there
up a
from
little bit.
Thursday night to Monday night. So
Oh wow, you're gonna be there for a while. Okay, cool. We'll be chilling. We'll connect Thursday night. We won't do anything crazy Thursday, but we'll definitely be trying to gather ourselves from that long 14-hour drive. But we can't wait to tap in, man. So everybody up here who's watching, you're definitely gonna need to come check us out at our booth. Darren's gonna be there. He's gonna be making his way around the show. We're gonna give him the camera, make him do some work. Get him out there, put himself out there as well. That's what I'm talking about. Love it. But you'll find him at our booth as well, helping us out where he can and gathering some content, both gecko and ball python content.
I will do it all.
But
we'll do it all.
Today's show is not about us. Today's show is about Amos Reptiles. So let's go ahead and bring on the homie. Jason Amos. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
How you doing? It's been a minute.
Yes. It's definitely been a minute. How's your season going?
It's going okay. It could be better. There's been weird shit going on.
Okay.
If you we'll roll into that and pick that apart a little bit and analyze it. We have a lot of viewers here, obviously some experienced breeders watch us as well, but a lot of new keepers who aspire to be breeders and kind of want to know what it takes. That's pretty much how we garner a lot of our following here at Flawless. But you've been doing it now. How long you been doing it? A decade now, isn't it?
Almost two
decades. It's over that. Yeah, because I remember
buying in 2015, so had my first clutch in 2009.
Good grief!
First clutch
he's definitely.
First clutch was 2009.
2009? Oh yeah, Yep.
So,
that's wild.
He's been doing
2 different setups.
So what was your first breeding project?
A lesser platinum boy.
Yeah.
And normal females. 8 normal
lesser
females.
Platinum. Now lesser platinum, is that a combo nickname or is that an actual? I know lesser, but is it separate?
That's what everybody just shortened the name to lesser.
Yes, it was originally called lesser.
The original male that came out of the wild was the platinum, the Platty Daddy. And when Ralph bred that boy, he made ones that looked like the dad, but not quite. The dad looked like a hypo version of the lessers. So Ralph called the other ones that the dad made lesser platinums. They were a lesser version of the dad, the Platty Daddy.
Yeah.
So the platinum got dropped, and everybody calls them lessers now when they're actually lesser platinum.
Huh. Now, do you think, thinking back to way back when, do you think that was just a specific expression of the lesser platinum that did that, or was it a combination that they got out of the wild? And then
that was a combination. That was an allelic combination of lesser platinum and the daddy gene. Now, the daddy gene is the real hidden gene. You cannot see the daddy gene. You cannot see the super version of the daddy gene. You can only see it when it combines with another Bell complex animal. So you can.
Wow, I never knew that.
The Platty Daddy, the Mojave Daddy, the Mystic Daddy, they basically make it look like a hypo version of whichever gene you combine it with. But it's an act-like super combo.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the only way you know you have a het daddy is if you bred a platinum or a Mojave Daddy to something. Everything that's not Mojave would be the daddy gene.
That's wild. I can see how that could be like a draw.
It
could be a draw, and then it can also be a deterrent as well.
It took Ralph a while to figure it out because he made the normals and he made the lesser platinums when he would breed the Platty Daddy, but it took a while to grow one up and actually breed the two back together to recreate. He tried breeding it to hypos to recreate it, and that didn't work. He tried several things over the years, and it took a while to, I think, probably just an accident breeding one of them back to one of the normal siblings. Finally recreated the dad.
Wow.
But it was so confusing that it never really caught on as big as it could have because you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And people just don't understand things they can't see. Then we had other things called hidden genes that you could see. Yeah.
A lot of that old stuff, people just, we walked away from it somehow. Somehow, some way, we just said.
And that situation right there, when Kevin bred the hidden gene Woma, which was just his Woma at the time, to his lesser, and he made a hypo looking weird, crazy combo. He thought it was doing a reaction like the Platty Daddy. So he thought there was a hidden gene like in the Platty Daddy. So that's why he called it the hidden gene Woma. Because of the crazy reaction it had when he bred it with the lesser.
That is crazy. Getting that little history. So when you started working with that project and breeding that project, what were some things that went right for you? What were some things that went wrong? And did you learn anything, or what did you learn from having like your first clutch?
Well, first starting off, I started off with that lesser boy and those 8 normal girls. I spent about $2,500 on the half on the boy and half on the girls. And I also spent another $6,000 on baby girls because everybody said buy your baby girls and grow them up and buy your nice girls at the time. A lot of those girls wanted to eat mice. I wanted them to eat frozen rats. We battled for years before I realized that feed them what they want instead of what you want. Those females didn't get very big. They lost value over that time, and that $6,000 I didn't really do very good on over the years. Now the boys and the girls, the first year I bred them to 2 girls, and I got 2 clutches from those girls, 6 and 7 eggs. I made 7 lessers and sold them for $700 a piece. I bought the dad for $1,200, so that was pretty good. I thought, man, it paid for all them snakes and stuff. And then I got some more normal females. The next year I bred that boy to 8 normal females, just one after another, 3 times in a row, kind of let them sit. I ended up getting 7 clutches from those 8 females. nice normal females. So there was 67 eggs total from those 7 clutches. That's the production from normal females. We don't get that production from these nice high morph count girls these days. But
yeah, no, you're getting 6 to 8. It's totally different. And
no, I used to average closer to 10 when I had all my normal females. But
wow,
out of those 67, I made 35 lessers. Price dropped to $600 that next year. But 35 times 600 wasn't too bad.
No,
at all.
I cut my thumb building a table rack, stuck it in the table saw, building a baby rack, and ended up being off work for like 9 months that year. And those 35 babies helped me get through and really, really helped. So after that, I started thinking about, what if I wouldn't have spent $6,000 on the girls and I would have spent that money on a boy instead of buying a $1,200 boy.
Right.
So I moved up to a more expensive boy, I think a $2,500 Mystic, and bred him the next year and made a bunch of Mystics and sold them for like $1,250. That was more fun. Then
it became an addiction.
Upgraded to a Hidden Gene Woma male, and he was $5,500. And breeding them to all these big normal females. The year after that, I was selling the Hidden Gene Womas for like $3,000, $3,500. That was more fun than selling the lessers for $600.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got an opportunity, met a guy out there in the Bay Area, and we ended up picking up a Coral Glow boy.
Yep, there you go.
Keo. Most people don't know who Keo was, but he was a local guy in the Bay Area that had a super high-end, nice collection. He was real good friends with Kevin, and he had got one of the boys from Kevin the year before. Just a little while after Kevin came out and said, you can't get a boy from breeding a boy, banana or Coral Glow. You had to get a boy from breeding a female. You can only get boys from females. So we ended up getting that boy, and that boy was $50,000. So each step up, I sold babies the next year for half the price. So that boy got up to just about breeding size. I had put that Hidden Gene Woma boy on almost everything before the Coral Glow started breeding late February. So I started backing things up with the Coral Glow boy, and the Hidden Gene Woma took most of the clutches. But I got one clutch early from a pinstripe female. She was the first time I saw it. We had bought an ultrasound at that time, and she was kind of 1,600 grams, kind of long and skinny, kind of what people on the internet would say, don't breed them, she's too skinny. But we were still ultrasounding her, and she only had like 10 millimeter follicles month after month. She jumped from 10 millimeters to 35 millimeters in 3 weeks between ultrasounding. So the Coral Glow boy was just getting up to size. I threw him in there. He got his first lock on her. The first lock he ever did, about 500 grams. And she ovulated 2 weeks after that. So that was the first time.
That's insane.
Going from 10 millimeter follicles to ovulating in literally 5 weeks. And I've seen it probably 5 or 6 times since then. But it's crazy when it happens. And as long as you get one lock in there before the jump or during the jump, before the ovulation, you're good to go. You don't need a bunch of locks. You only need one. But
now, I will ask, are you on a schedule of every other week, every couple of weeks as far as ultrasounding or sounding when you think you need to?
I try to do every 4 weeks. That one
Perfect.
That one just happened to be 3 weeks. Back then I didn't have as many, so move around and just ultrasound things in random times for the heck of it when we were learning. But these days I try to go every 4 weeks just in case you catch somebody in the middle of that.
So you picked up the GHI right after you picked up the banana, or did you have the GHI?
Yeah, so that first clutch that I got from that pinstripe female, here's a good story about that one. That one hatched, or was going to hatch. I cut the eggs the day before the Sacramento show. And that's our big show out there. Yeah. So I cut the eggs, and that was the first time I ever videotaped cutting a clutch. And The first one was a Coral Glow pinstripe. The second was a Coral Glow, then a Coral Glow pinstripe, then a Coral Glow, then another Coral Glow pinstripe. So I hit 5 out of 5, with 3 of them being the combo. And I just had to turn the camera off. I was going to do 2 clutches and I couldn't even breathe. I was just shaking. I had to go run around the house a little bit and shake it off. And so I go to the Sacramento show the next day and I saw Keo. So I told Keo, I got 5 out of 5 in the eggs right now. Everybody said you couldn't make boys. So I took a couple of deposits on females while I had eggs cooking.
Yep.
I tell Keo I can't wait to get home and sex them and, see what I got. Because Keo had said something about your boy's going to be fixed. He should make both when he sold them to me. And I just kind of disregarded that because that didn't make no sense in anything I was hearing anywhere. But Keo was going to sell us a female originally. And we went over to his house and I seen about 40 Coral Glows in a rack. And then he backed out of selling me a female and told us that he couldn't sell a female and didn't want us to be mad at him. And then we asked about a boy and he's like, oh yeah, I could sell you a boy. So we ended up getting a boy. So here a year later, I've got these cooking and tell him I can't wait to sex them. And he tells me they're going to be all boys. And I'm like, no way. That'd be crazy. Girls were 10, 12,000. Boys were 25,000 at the time. So they're all boys. That's over $100,000 clutch.
Yeah.
And I thought he was just saying that. And then I seen Jeff from Freedom Breeder. He was there before Jesse was doing his job.
I know Jeff.
And I seen Jeff. Jeff, I got 5 out of 5. Freedom Breeder was original, one of the partners on the first Coral Glow that went to Kevin. Yeah. So they were big involved in it. So I had to tell him. And he tells me, oh yeah, they're going to be all boys. And I'm like, no, shut up. That's crazy. I didn't even put the 2 and 2 together. And then when I went home and they hatched and they came out and they were all 5 boys, I was like, what the hell? So I had to call Keo and ask him, why'd you tell me they were going to be all boys? And why'd you back out of selling that girl last year? And that's when I found out that the year before he made like 38.1, 35.1.
Wow.
Like so that boy he had got the year before, Kevin had made 2 boys from a boy right after he said you couldn't make boys from boys. And that same year, I think it was Brock made a couple boys from boys. But Brock had a boy, Rick Cunningham had a boy, Keo had a boy, and Kevin had a boy. Actually, I think Chun had one too. Chun Koo had a boy. And those boys came from boys, and those boys flipped the script that next year. And every baby they made was boys instead of girls. So they all got together, didn't talk about it publicly, but they all knew they were selling $50,000 boys to everybody left and right.
Yeah.
And how many? Kyle Hoffman told me when I got my boy that I know 100 other guys that got Coral Glow boys just now. I'm like 100. There can't be that many boys out there. I didn't believe them at all, but there was.
There was.
I didn't let it affect me or didn't care. And I made my stuff and I made great money at it. And I did what I did, not caring that there was 100 other guys with the same thing at the same time. There's enough sales out there. There's enough people out there. One person can't sell enough. 5 people can't produce enough. I've had little people tell me, I don't want to make too many of these. I don't want to flood the market. People have such a small view of how big the market really is. If any one person thinks they can flood the market with something, they better be making thousands of clutches and not tens of clutches.
Right.
But so that was a fun thing. As soon as the first Coral Glow hatched, I made a deal with Chun to buy a GHI boy. So I ended up flying to Daytona right after that and bringing Chun cash to get a pastel GHI. So that next year I had Banana and GHI to breed. I think that was like 2013.
But then when you first made that, everybody was like shocked that the combo, the way the combo looked.
That second year I produced like 50 bananas and like 30 GHIs.
Yeah.
Prices had dropped, and everybody was crying about. I feel so bad for the guys that paid $50,000, but selling 50 of them at $7,000 a piece ain't that bad.
No, it isn't. That's where people got to learn the math. And you get into these higher end animals and you buy.
I post all the time. Don't feel bad for me. Don't feel sorry for me. Go feel sorry for somebody that didn't buy it, that chickened out.
Right. I think a lot of that comes also from some of the mentoring as well. Like if someone came to you and they're buying into a project, you know, I do think it's a certain responsibility that they need to do their due diligence on their own. But if they're asking about specific experiences that you have, like now on this live, you know, and they're spending money with you and you're educating them. Now, whether they take your advice or not is on them. But as far as like them taking that and evolving it into something that they want to see come to fruition, they kind of got to put forth. You can't do the pairings, you can't do the feedings. A lot of ownership goes on that actual keeper, and I think some of it, you know, is not owned up to from us on the customer base side. Because look at it, you're deep in stranger, you know, we're deeper in stranger. You know, some people talk about how that specific gene, you know, has fell to the toilet and everyone had. I still love the gene and I'm still hitting some cool stuff. But at the very base, remove ourselves from the conversation and say, you're very, very new. You're either going to be a keeper or a new breeder today. There's still some really cool stuff you could do with stranger, and it's all relative. Yes, you're not spending $20, $15, $10,000. If you go out and you get a $400 or $500 stranger, you can still, if your goal is to make money with it, you can still make money with that gene. It's all relative. You're not going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, you got to be.
And stranger was a perfect example. Stranger was a perfect the way it fell. It fell in half each year, year after year. From when I got it. I got it in 2019. I paid $23,500 for a leopard stranger het clown. I made my first ones in 2020. I charged $14,000 for the exact same combo. 2021 it was $7,500. 2022 it was $3,500. 2023 it was $1,700. 2024 it was $800, $500, and now it's the journey. It's not the one gene holding that value. And along the way, and people would ask me, they've asked me with every project, you know, what's this price I'm going to be on this in 2 years, in 3 years? And it's not really about what the price on a plain stranger is going to be in 3 years. What's the price on the combos that you're going to make, and what are you going to do with it in that time frame? Because while I was selling $14,000 strangers, I was also selling $7,500 bananas. Because my banana combos from back then had progressed and still do far enough that I can still get great money for my bananas. I can still get great money for my GHIs. It's what are you doing with the gene along the way? If you're just sitting on it and breeding the same thing year after year, you're going to be disappointed in 5 years.
And that's part of it. We got to figure out a way to change that rhetoric, you know. Don't keep continuing only doing the same thing over and over. It's like at some point that's going to dry up. That well is going to dry up, and then you're going to be kind of angry and upset at supposedly what the market is or isn't doing. Yeah. So off of that, could you talk to us about a time you've had a lot of success? Let's talk about a time that things didn't necessarily go as planned. What was it, and how did you actually recover from it?
Sure. A good one was the scaleless head. I paid the same $50,000 for a scaleless head as I did for a banana.
I remember that.
So when I got the banana for $50,000, everybody got more and more and more excited. By the time I produced them, prices fell in half, but that wasn't too bad. Prices fell because of the male makers and all that stuff the next year. But that was just because of the amount of production and not because of the demand. With the scaleless head, you had drama and rumors and lies. You had people not being honest about the condition of the first ones, which put a big target on the whole project. Nobody was asking about other projects that weren't being produced by some of these people that should have been being produced, but they pretty much let the scaleless project take most of the brunt for what I think was a lot of sickness in a collection. But people argued over it. They made big deals about it. They made Brian bring the sick male to Daytona, where it was sucked up and looked like trash and had been getting shots and looked like it was on death's door. So really put a big hamper on that project.
Yep.
My first one I sold was $3,500. The second one was $2,500, and the third one was $1,500, and everyone under that was under that.
Yeah.
So I produced a good amount the first year. I didn't sell them all. I held on to them. I produced a good amount the next year, and the price fell to a point that the masses could get in on it and try it for themselves. And I just produced enough to make my money back, make a profit, and move on to the next
one.
thing.
Is it also with that project, there was something different with you could still sell a scaleless that kind of only had the was it the vent underneath was split? There was something else that people were talking about on
there
that
was low expression and high expression scaleless heads. There was a split vent on most of the scaleless heads, but there was also a split vent on some of the non-scaleless heads. And I've seen split vents on other snakes. So I didn't really, people said that that's how you could tell a low expression. But if you look at the scalation on a scaleless head, not just the head, down the back, the scales are smaller. They're not overlapped properly. They're different shapes. Even if none are missing, you can look at the animal and tell. That's how Winston had gone to Brian's and looked at the scaleless heads and studied them. So when he had the opportunity and came across somebody that produced some scaleless snakes and went to their house and looked at the collection, the guy thought it was from the male, and he thought he had more stuff cooking. So he sold Winston the female and that whole clutch to Winston and Brock. But Winston knew what he was looking at. Even though the female was low expression or no expression, he could see that she was the one that made the scaleless heads.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that's how they got the WHS line, because they bought it off of somebody. And that original female that was a no low expression scaleless head ended up, I heard it had been bought as a normal off of BHB's table at a show years before that. So it was from, I think they're both the same line, but Winston couldn't come out and call it BHB line or whatever. He was already getting threats of getting sued and all kinds of stuff.
Oh gosh.
When there's big money projects, people don't like to share, I guess.
Yeah. It was a cutthroat world back then.
It was.
That's what I was gonna say. Speaking of, like, how in the time that you've been in it, how has things changed from the time that you started to present day, and how have you adjusted to it?
More people, more drama, I guess. Hasn't really changed too much if you keep doing. I mean, the snakes are the snakes. Keep progressing, keep making new combos, keep reinvesting. It's not a stagnant thing. You can't just put in a certain amount of money and just sit on your collection. There's people that have done that. There are people that close their collection because of the viruses and because they don't want to make sure but I know I have a couple of friends that have done that, and they're falling way behind, even though we're worlds ahead on multi-recessive combos and things. Without none of the new genetics and without none of the new combos, everything's fallen in prices, fallen in demand. You really do got to keep up. A lot of people say, just breed for yourself, just breed what you want, be ready to keep everything. And if you just consider what you want and not what other people like, you might have to keep everything or keep a lot of it.
That part. That's why you have to be
market is not a bad thing. Do a few punches for yourself that maybe nobody else is thinking about, but
right.
definitely
Definitely.
keep in mind what's in demand.
So, how quick? Because I've kind of seen it season to season. Are you experiencing the same thing as far as seeing demand shifts? You know,
yeah.
for something that you're producing last year to this year, and just instantly like they're on to the next thing.
When I started producing the banana clown pies, the demand was just crazy. I didn't want to sell them. I'd get offers way over what I would pay myself for them. So I ended up letting all the first ones go. Okay. And then I think 2023, it just turned off. I had a great season with them. I even made supers and stuff. And like, they just sat there and I put them up and I don't know. But yeah, just from season to season, things change, things turn off. You don't realize.
Yeah,
you never know.
That's crazy.
I mean,
how the market really actually shifts like that.
Were in demand. Were super expensive. I start producing them, and everybody just forgets about an Orange Dream Desert Ghost. Like it just can't do nothing. They've got no thought about. I don't know. It's that whole Desert Ghost and ABCD. Bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Really killed a lot of demand for that project, and I don't know. We should figure things out before we make them public a little bit more. I think with some of that stuff.
Yeah.
You think it really hurt the project a little bit?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
How come you're not? Straight off a cliff when they came out with the ABCD stuff, and everybody didn't understand it, and they wanted free sheds. And to this day, I have people message me and ask me what's yours, A or B? I mean, there's no A or B. It's only C. And I didn't see a big video of everybody coming out and saying, "Hey, it's only C. It's a simple recessive. We're only testing it as a simple recessive, like everything else." Like all the videos and everything.
Like you said,
the A and B.
To a certain point, the transparency kind of diminishes the accountability at that point, because now they got to go out there and be accountable for all the A, B, C stuff and move forward.
I think there should have been a good video or a big push on tell everybody the difference, because there was a big push telling everybody it wasn't simple recessive.
I agree 1,000%. But if you also there is no buts. I'll just throw this as a caveat. If you agree with that, like I do, that means you will almost have to treat it like other businesses, right? You know, where if it's if you bought a new car last year or within the last 3 years and they have a recall, you take it to the dealership, they take care of you, boom, boom, boom. But how do you remedy that if you come out with that video? I agree with you 100%. But you know, I think that's a tough pill to swallow on both sides. More so the customer side, because I know a lot of people that sold stuff that was negative. It ended up being het.
Yep.
And I was like, wow.
And people sold stuff on the positive A's and B's, and who knows what those ended up being.
Right. Yeah,
that part too.
Man. So speaking on like social media and new morphs or new gene trends, I'm hearing you've been working with a new gene in your collection. Yeah. How'd you come across it? What is it? How'd you come across it? And where'd you see it first?
I seen it first on Facebook, I guess, and people talking about it. Came out of Europe. It's Bambino. I was interested in getting one of the new genes. Every few years, you gotta keep up and get into something new. Cosmos was on the radar. A few things were on the radar. Bambino, I like what it does. It's a great granity gene, but not just a granity gene. It's a great dark gene. It has a big influence on combos. It doesn't. My new boy, I'll show you when I get it out, is a chocolate Bambino, and it doesn't look like a granity chocolate. It looks like a dark Bambino.
Oh, I'm excited! I can't wait. I'm excited to see it now.
It's got as good or better of a reaction with clown than Cosmos does. it's got a great
Nice.
reaction with a lot of things. We haven't really seen.
Is he breeding?
Yet.
Breeding this year or next year?
Next year.
Okay.
He was what is it? It's the Bambino Hurricane. I seen that and I was like, wow.
That's his.
Nice.
That's his daddy. I got the shed test is in right now. I'm testing him for hurricane and chocolate. We're guessing he's just chocolate, but he's so crazy and nice that it could be all three. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he came from, come up.
He came from Justin as Ozark Mountain Morphs. We're gonna be kind of working together on it and collaborating and seeing what we can do project wise with it.
Now, Jason, are you vending Finley?
Yes. And we'll have Bambinos.
Jeremy, we'll all be at Tinley, Jeremy. We'll all be at Tinley.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll have some Bambinos to show. We might have some available.
Nice.
Check them out. We're right there across from Brock and Brad.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that table.
They should have some Cosmos there. People can see them both in person for themselves.
Yeah. Wow.
I think we just Justin just had the Hurricane Black Pastel Bambino.
Okay, Hurricane Black Pastel.
It's check that out. It's super crazy.
Wow. What were you going to say, Darren?
No, I was just going to say kind of like what you think you're going to have on the table with the Bambino.
I'm not sure what all we'll bring. I'll let Justin make it as a surprise. I think he's going to probably bring the adult boy maybe to see, and then a few babies.
Okay. Cool.
I think there might be.
So since you've been around for a while,
yellow belly Bambino that'll be brought.
How many of these ups and downs have you personally experienced in the market?
I mean, as a market whole or as a project individual? As a market whole.
As a market whole, yes. As a market whole.
This is the second biggest. This is the second biggest, I'd say. The first one was when Banana, GHI, and everything came down, and there was the whole. And that was an economy thing too. Both of them have been economy things more than
the reptiles.
A real ball python thing. Now people have been crying and screaming the sky is falling and ball python thing can't last and it's oversaturated and it's not going to last. Since I bought my first snake, I've been hearing this. And I've been hearing people saying it that has been said years before I bought my first snake. So for the last 25 years, they've been crying that this ain't going to last and it's done and we can't keep going.
Right.
It's well, as soon as the economy changed, everything else will change for us.
Yeah, I've heard some people talking lately about how many ball python ads were on Morph Market, that there was 33,000 and that those 33,000 are just sitting there and not selling. I was talking with Darren yesterday, chatting with him and asked him, there's 33,000 ball python ads. I'm not sure how many ads total, but how many ads are cycled through every month? And he told me in all categories, there's 12 to 14,000 sales on Morph Market a month. So if the ball pythons if they're at least 60% of the thing, then there's a good 6,000 or 8,000 ball pythons being moved every month. So there's 33,000 available. There was 48,000 available when Darren took over Morph Market.
Right.
Yeah. So we have the biggest market. That doesn't mean our snakes aren't selling. That doesn't mean people don't have demand for the good stuff. It's very hard to sell a $200 snake for me these days. There's just so many people.
Do you think that's kind of with because of we have the auctions that so many move at that time?
I think it's supply and demand. The supply is so high and the demand is so low that, I mean, how many people come besides the first people wanting a pet? How many people that have 3 snakes want to add another $200 snake, a $200 ball python? If it's not their first 3, they usually want to spend more than that.
Right.
Especially with me. And with the shows. In California, it was a little bit different. At the shows, I was like one of the only people, or back then, one of the only ones with the nice high-end stuff. And it seemed like at the shows, people wanted to come and buy the cheap stuff from me just so they could say they got a snake from me. Out here, I'm a fish in a big ocean, and there's so many people that have nicer stuff than me, equal all around. And when I go to the little shows and I have all this nice stuff, people get scared and they run away. They don't even look for the cheaper stuff on my table they can afford. It seems like they go to tables and buy stuff from people that only have $200 stuff on their table. I don't know what it is. And the bigger shows, I do good on the bigger stuff, but even the cheaper stuff doesn't move like it used to.
Interesting.
How many of the local shows are you hitting up over there?
What's that?
How many of the local shows are you hitting up over there?
I did a few of the smaller ones, the show me shows and some of the herp shows when I first got here. I kind of thinning it out a little bit. There's so many shows that I've been doing. Dallas and Kansas City. This year I'm doing Dallas, Kansas City, Tinley. What do I got coming up? Houston, Texas. And then I heard there's a new one coming up in November in Oklahoma City. So that's close to me with the Reptilian Nation. I got into some of the Reptilian Nation shows, and they're really good. People don't like them when they can't get into the shows, but once you're a vendor and you see how he does things, he promotes the shows really well. He gets the crowds through the doors, and he doesn't have too many of everything in the show, so everybody makes money. But when I couldn't get in, I hated his guts.
That's interesting. So I found that most of the customers, once, like you said, when they're starting off buying pets and not sure whether they're going to enjoy it or not, so far we've had several customers between 6 and 10 snakes. So it's taking them more snakes of pet quality, of pet level, until they decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to take this serious and I'm going to be more specific. So then they start buying project animals, which is a little bit more pricier. What we are finding that people, which I kind of already suspected people were going to do that, they'll tend to spend money on a female, regardless of what the combination may be, with thoughts of, oh, she'll have eggs for me. It doesn't really matter. I enjoy it. So it's weird. When you get stuck with those males,
people collecting all the genes they want in boys. Got 10 genes, no way to get them together.
Right.
I tell people all the time, if you got to buy something random that don't fit, buy a girl.
Oh, my God.
My boys are totally thought about, and there's no random boys. Every boy's got a big list of girls on their plate. Otherwise, there's no real reason to have them around unless he's just there's a few project boys, quad hets, that only have 4 quad het girls. But if you're a real project boy that can do a lot of different things, you're going to have 10 girls at least.
I got a question for you on that. Actually, it's on our outline. For you now and when you got started, you can compare your thoughts now. Is it more important for you to have the gene, or more important for you to have the best expression of the gene when you're working with a project?
I mean, you always want the best quality, but quality can be in the eye of the beholder and in what you do with it. Also, when I got scaleless head, I picked a bigger animal that was a low expression over a smaller animal that was really nice looking, because I knew it was like calico, and you buy one and you make both or the others. Like with calicos, I found that the other parent made the difference between high white or low white, not the calico male. My calico male was a nice high white, but when I bred him to certain females, he made medium to low white every time because I had multiple clutches from him. And when I bred him to different females that threw high white to high white to medium white, their clutches were high white to medium white every time. And I never had a calico that was low white and high white in the same clutch. It was always medium to high or medium to low. But it wasn't the boy per se.
It was the genes that were coming into play.
Yeah, it was a combination. So you never know. You get an ugly pastel, you breed it to something nice, and you come out with bangers.
Yeah,
but I would always suggest buying the nicest looking ones you can, especially when it's a project that's available and there's a ton of them out there. A chocolate Bambino, how do you know whether it's the best expression or not when it's the first thing in the world?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That is very true.
Very, very true.
Now,
buying into some of these projects.
What's that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Buying into some of these projects now, are you finding yourself buying more male heavy or female heavy now that you're moving different projects?
My investment animals are boys. I'll buy girls. I'll trade for girls. I'll make my own girls. I'll mostly make my own girls, to be honest.
Yeah.
Investing that money in a boy, the very next year I can make more girls to hold back with that boy than girls I could have bought the year before, and make my investment back and make a better males for the next year. So everything comes back around on a good project that doesn't hit the tank like Scaleless Head does, something that just stays average like it should, drops half each year. You should be able to make your investment back that first year, make some more boys that are better than your original boy, and make some holdback girls all in the first year, and then be golden after that.
That's the same model we wrote up in our business plan. It's funny because I listened to everything that you said from the very beginning, and it seemed that you learned that super fast from the very beginning with working with the lesser platinum, buying those males and then going back and buying the females. And you're like, man, I should have went and actually got a nicer male and went that route. So it's very nice to see that, you know what, you didn't kind of get stuck in your own ways and just kind of keep
and just kind of a sample story that reiterated it for me on the second one. As soon as I bought that GHI boy, I had a close friend that wanted to get in the GHI project at the same time. Now he wanted to buy a girl because he wanted to make supers, and everybody said get the girls and all that. So I paid $12,000 for the boy. He paid $8,000 for the girl. The next year, I made 27 GHIs, and they went for $6,000 average, and his girl was a year old.
And wasn't right.
I held back 5 girls, and I held back 3 different boys, better combos, and sold all the rest of them. The next year I made a whole nother group, another 30 something of them, and the price dropped to like 3,000, and his girl was 2 years old. So I sold another 30 of them for 3,000 a piece or so. The third year at 2.5 years old, his girl had a clutch, and he got 6 eggs. He made 3 GHIs. He made about half his money back. They were like $1,500, $1,700. So he got about half his money back from the female that year. And I think he quit the next year.
Yeah.
But I made a whole nother group of stuff. One of my females that I held back that first year laid a clutch at 1.5 years. So we actually got clutches from females at the same time.
Wow.
I made a good amount of money back. I had 10 females growing up and getting close to breeding size, and he'd only had the 1 and made his money back. Now you got to have females, and you got to have nice females.
Yeah.
But I think that comes with after you've gotten started, got things going.
Yeah.
You're spending snake money on those females. You're not spending $5,000 from going to work every day on those females. Spend that on a boy if you haven't done it yet. Let that boy buy those females for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once I got started with that first investment from the lesser and those females and that, I didn't spend any work money on this stuff ever again. The snakes paid for the new snakes. The snakes paid for the new racks. The snakes paid for each room upgrade. people look at my room now and they think that I started here and started like that, but this is generation number 4.
Yep.
Starting in an apartment with some racks underneath the stairs, the little triangle shape under the stairs. I had my rack set up in my apartment. That was my first setup.
That's crazy.
We had it in your garage. I even thought that was a cool setup in California. You know,
Yeah, that was setup number 3. That looked just like this. This is done just like the garage, only bigger.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, same white walls, same epoxy floor, but this one's red with my logo colors.
That's cool. That's cool. What's the square footage?
The building's 1,200 square foot. The snakes are 28 by 30, and the rats are 12 by 30. Okay. And I put a full bathroom and everything down here, so
nice.
We only have one bathroom in our house, so if I need to get ready or something, I'm installing.
You just go.
But it's nice. I've got everything I need. I pretty much did it from scratch when we got here. Tore the building down to the frame, redid it, spray foamed everything, built it how I wanted. The only thing I messed up with was I built a walk-in incubator, and I put it on the outside wall where the sun hits it in the afternoon, and it overheated it, so I couldn't use it. I have to just use it for a storage closet now. I might turn it into a photo room, just a little, like an extra big photo box. But
is there anything you could do insulation wise to remedy that, or no?
I don't want to. It's too
It's too much.
Too crucial to mess with it. I didn't live here when I drew the plans. I just had visited the place and stuff, so I drew the plans and then came out here in the wintertime and built it. It wasn't until the summertime that I realized that wondering why it was creeping up and then going outside and tip gunning the outside wall at 145 degrees. Because it's a metal building, so that gray metal just heats up so much, it just forces it through the spray foam. And I mean, it only up it to like 92 or 93, but was just too much to deal with. I'd have to remember to come in and open the door a little bit or do something, so I ended up buying some of the Wilbanks incubators.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Jeez, that's crazy. So when you start mapping out your breeding projects and plans, I mean, obviously, like anyone else, if you have a star male, that's going to be your male. How important is it for you to have your backup males like already planned out?
Pretty much my lineup's got to be these days is just full of star males. There's usually one that's above everything else, but I try not to have too many holes in the lineup. Once I moved from California, I reinvested and quit working my day job. I had to make sure that everything was good and there wasn't really any byproducts. Some of the things have a backup male or a male that's coming up or something, but most projects pretty much just have the one boy. I have about 100, 120 breeder females and about 20 boys to go through them that I'll use. Few of them might not get used much, but I try to keep the best boys on all the.
How many clutches are you averaging a year?
About 45.
45? Okay.
Okay.
And still
not too many. Small for me, or big for me, small for some people.
Other do 45 still a lot to me.
Yeah, but be able to get work.
Oh yeah.
Get through this on 45 clutches. You got to keep it on the up and up and try to keep it 45 good clutches. If the clutch doesn't have the potential for an 8-egg clutch to bring in at least 5,000, then I don't really put them together. You're never going to have every clutch do that. You're not going to get 8 eggs. There's going to be crappy odds. Clutches are going to go bad, what have you. But at least the potential's got to be there. I'm not going to put a clutch together that has a potential for all $200 babies, even if they're super pretty, just to sell at shows. That I'm not going to do that.
Now, when you bring in a new gene or a new snake, what's your quarantine process?
I built a place in the other garage now that I'm doing over there, and they'll get tested. I don't test them 5 times like some people, but they'll get tested once or twice and before they come in. If it's
Okay.
You know, I can't have a super long quarantine, but at the same time, I don't have anything sick. I don't have any sick animals or anything going on. Haven't had, once I started.
Have you ever had to deal with anything?
Yeah, I dealt with, back in the day at the very beginning, my second, third year, I started having some sicknesses and some issues when I had them in a bedroom. And then when I started heating the bedroom, instead of just using the racks, I started keeping the bedroom at 78. I stopped having RIs and haven't really had any RIs to deal with in 10 years or so.
Oh, wow.
I never let the room fall below 78, 75 at certain points, but there's no reason to stress them and drop them a whole lot more than that, or drop their heat spots, all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so many different ways, I guess, to do it. I don't want to quote the wrong person, but I seen someone, I want to say in Canada, that was a huge breeder that had a huge rack set up where they go in and they like cut off spots, cut off everything. And I mean, they
like
show the temps we're getting down.
It's Corey Wood.
50 degrees.
He had a power outage one year, and it happened, and he had the best season he ever had the year after.
And he said, I'm going to keep on with
That's
it.
what he's doing. He's recreating that. And you know, the 2 best seasons I've ever had were 2 seasons that I had rat problems, and I didn't have rats to feed. I had to get the colony going again, and I didn't feed my females October, November, and December, my breeder girls, at all.
What?
3 months. And then went back to slamming them in January, and I had the most clutches I've ever had a few times. I've talked to a few people that think we're overfeeding them and think we should be doing that and do that regularly. They just don't go on social media and really talk about it. They just do their thing.
Right.
And that's how they do it. And now that I've been getting into some other snakes and some other projects and stuff, that's how they do it with every other python.
Let's hear that again. Say it again. Say it again. People are going to replay. They're going to replay this. Believe me. Some people are watching football right now. They tell me they're going to catch the replay. But say it again, because people, they don't believe that. Let's hear it again.
Getting into other kinds of snakes. They do not feed their snakes like we do ball pythons. They feed them, and then they give them a break. They food cycle them to get them to go. Ball pythons can take not doing that. They can take doing that. They can take too cold of temperatures. They can take a lot. Just because they can take it, is it really what we should be doing? Or should we be doing more closer to what the other python species take? Why is every python species so different than a ball python? They're all so much the same, but ball pythons are different? I don't think so.
So I had a female, and she was a champagne female, right? I bred her a couple of times. She had a couple clutches a year back to back, right? That 3rd year, she decided she didn't want to eat all year, but she was still kind of maintaining a good source of fat and everything. And I was like, you know what? Let me see if I pair her to get her to eat. She still didn't eat. It was to the point where you could see the eggs forming inside her body. I'm like, is she going to have a clutch, or is she building follicles? Turned around, she laid 5 eggs. Soon as she laid those eggs, she went right back on food and started eating like crazy. Like crazy. And I was thinking, oh man, something's going to happen if she was going to die. Nope. She turned around, bounced back, and started eating after that.
Yeah, they pretty much know what they need to do. Little females will go, I ultrasound everything under 1,000 grams. I don't care how old it is. If it's over 1,000 grams, it gets ultrasounded. Because I'll find females that jump to 30, 35 millimeters without no locks that are 1,100 grams and a year and 4 months old or something. And I'll breed them. If they say they're ready, I don't care what the internet says. I don't care what Facebook says. Don't breed them at that age or whatever. If they grow follicles like that in the wild, a snake's going to come up and breed them, and they're going to lay some eggs. They're not going to lay a lot of eggs, but why have them lay duds? Why have them reabsorb them? If their body says it's time to go, it's time to go. I'll take what I can get.
Now you tend to your entire collection by yourself. It's just you.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you deal with any type of like mental fatigue, physical fatigue? Is it just you power through it?
I mean, I used to do it and do a 40-hour a week general plumbing and general contractor plumbing job. So now it's just
Gotcha.
get up when I want, come down, play with snakes when I want. There's not too much fatigue or mental fog. We moved out here to Oklahoma where everything's slower, everybody's nicer, everything's green and pretty outside. It's a lovely place. If I get bored, I'll go walk around the 5 acres and go check out the pond and
You live in a city where everybody says hi to each other. Unlike California, you could pass by somebody, they're not going to say anything to you.
When I first got here and I went to go into one of the stores, somebody like brushed past me to cut in front of me to go in the door, and then they swung it open to hold it for me. I started cutting them out in my head, and then I was like, wow, that was nice.
They jumped in front of you just to open the door for you. You're like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, you have you think in your head what you think in California. You don't say it because people are crazy, but and I was like really apologetic. I was like, man, that was really nice. I was almost ready to cuss you out.
That's definitely an awesome vibe, an awesome story to put out there, especially coming out of contractor work. We get some questions as far as being prior law enforcement and now doing this full time. Now, the gecko side of Flawless Crested Gecko does a lot of heavy lifting for the business. But Flawless Exotic Creations is doing very well for itself as well and trying to maintain that. We get a lot of questions about finding balance. And honestly, we don't really have really good balance, and we don't, maybe it'll come back and bite us in the rear end later. We don't worry about it too much because our prior lives were so chaotic. I mean, Audra, she was policing in a different department. I'm policing over here. I'm kicking doors, serving warrants. We're getting shot at, all kinds of having to shoot people. So you give all that up, and it's like, oh, wait, I got to clean tubs and feed snakes and play with geckos for 10 hours today at home. So certain things is like, I think it's different for different people. If that's something that someone is searching for, we put our story out there a lot. Like, up until what we've been doing the geckos for 9 years and been doing it full time for the last 6.5. And Audra and I, we've been together 11 years. I might be off a year. She's going to kill me. But we've been together 11 years. We didn't take a single vacation up until 5 years ago to anywhere. So I think it's going in the right direction. We're going to keep on rocking. We done been somewhere everywhere at this point. But I think sometimes, only sometimes, people kind of get fascinated with other people's lifestyles rather than their own.
We have it pretty good here. My wife worked 12 hours a day in California, 5-6 days a week, and was just always thinking about that. She doesn't work out here. She's helping take care of her mom and just living life, doing what she's doing. I take care of the snakes. It's not so much work that it's 8 hours or 10 hours a day every day. It's 3 or 4 hours a day, a few days a week. It doesn't really, most of it I don't look at talking online, talking to people, selling snakes. That's not work. That's fun. And they say if you're doing what you like, you don't work a day. So I'm not going and I'm not crawling under people's houses and dealing with literal situations. Plumbing wasn't that glamorous. It paid the bills. I was good at it. But if I only do it for free now. I only do it if you're a friend. I don't let people pay me to do it. They start demanding stuff, wanting time frames and things. You want me to help you come fix something, I'll do it. But it's because I'm friends with you, not because I want to do it for the money anymore.
Now, do you think, because when you were here in California, you weren't able to do it full time, right?
No, I worked for my father's company. We had a family run business, so I got to kind of do whatever I wanted and do the calls and do the plumbing I wanted. I didn't have to come in too early. I could leave a little bit early and go clean snakes. So it wasn't like I really worked 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week at the plumbing. It was probably more 30 hours and then clean snakes and did that stuff at night. But even then, it didn't seem like that much of, like I was always pressed and never had any time to do anything. And we go on vacations. We go do stuff. I look at the shows as a vacation every month. I go somewhere once a month, pretty much, meet up with all my friends somewhere around the country, have a cool weekend. Yep. If I sell some snakes, I sell some snakes. That's a bonus, but I'm going for marketing and for the experience and for the hanging out with the people. And everybody asks me every show, you done good? You do good? I tell them I had fun. I had fun.
There we go.
The sales work. Justin says marketing shows are for marketing, so that's what I'm using.
Yes, it is. We've been yelling at.
Stayed in California. Would you have been able to do this full time?
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. Everything's so damn expensive out there. It was the strangers that let us get out of there.
Yeah,
it wasn't for the Stranger Project. We were looking for a way to get out of California for a few years, but with the snake collection and 2 jobs and not wanting to work when we came out here, not having jobs out here, finding a way to buy another house out here and have the time to get it ready for the snakes I couldn't figure it out without selling the house in California. So that's where the Stranger Project came in and did so well in 2020 and 21. We were able to just buy the house out here and spend a year getting it ready before we sold the house in California.
That's perfect. That is perfect the way it ended up.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I love not having the snakes in the house, not being in the garage, just down the driveway, 100 yards away from the house is just perfect. Get up, come down. I can use the excuse of weighing snakes or getting pictures for next time I go down to the facility.
It's
a getaway. His man cave. That's what he say. The getaway to man cave.
Hey, you don't play it safe. You gonna go back up to the house.
I put the big screen TVs down here. I put the stereos down here.
Oh, you in trouble.
Snake room / man cave. If I get in trouble, hot down here.
Well, even in California, you always had a TV inside the snake room.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, why? It's my hangout. It's my man cave. Why not? You know, in here I have 2 big ones. I have one for the main room, and I have one across, right next to the big stainless steel sink for when I'm washing tubs. I was like, I can't see my damn TV when I'm washing tubs. I need another TV.
You're like, I need another one.
Not trying to punish myself. But it's pretty much just for podcasts and stuff while I'm down here cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I think it's a good point to see if we could see that Bambino.
Yeah, let me see. Hopefully he didn't go in his shed or something.
Let's see. Let's see.
He's going a little dark. He's going in the shed and feeding them pretty good here.
Wow.
Keeps them up pretty good.
Oh no, he's showing up pretty good. He's showing up.
He's showing up really, really good. Chocolate Bambino.
There's no yellow belly in that?
No, there's a chance it could be Hurricane too. But we're not sure until
look at the belly pattern.
Till Charlie tells us something.
Yeah,
that looks wild.
But it definitely doesn't
300
look like
grams, isn't he?
I like the malice too. I like a lot of these Granity genes. I seen a picture of what somebody told me was a chocolate malice. And it looked more like a chocolate. It looked more like a chocolate with the mallet with a granite gene instead of this. If somebody would have told you, would you even guess chocolate?
No,
not
at all.
Yeah. So, and I'm interested to see if it's. I still think there's a chance it could be Hurricane, but
I wouldn't say no. Definitely is a chance.
I don't think it can't be. Those are almost some more.
What's that weight?
Another muscle.
He's about 350 now.
Yep, says it was about 300 grams.
Yeah.
So he should be.
Gosh. That's perfect view right
Hopefully I
there.
get 'em
Oh,
going here in a few months. I'm pretty good at getting males going. Yeah, he's a nice one. I wonder if there's something else.
very impressive. Jeez.
Look at that.
There's a little dark one just to kind of compare him with.
What is that one? GHI?
GHI Mystic Hurricane, possibly
GHI
chocolate.
Mystic.
But even just the Bambino is a darker, blacker. This thing's really dark, but this one's super dark in comparison.
Jeez.
This one's also quad het, hypo, DG, exanthic clown, and posset pied.
Wow. That's crazy.
Here's a couple little ones that are super crazy.
Oh, they almost trying to bite you.
Yeah. Yep. Now, what's that combo?
Waiting on Charlie to find out. It's a clown pied.
Oh,
Clown pied head
wow.
exanthic.
There's no yellow belly? No, there ain't no yellow belly in that.
It's from Cyborg. So there's Orange Dream, Fire, Hurricane, GHI, and Mystic. And Mom was a Stranger Leopard. But Cyborg's got them spot over his eye. She's got that.
Yeah.
Right.
same-
That
got
thing is
that
beautiful.
stuff going on. And this is another one from the same clutch.
Ooh.
Look at that.
So I think she is Stranger, GHI, Phantom, Hurricane, and either Orange Dream or Fire, something brightening it up more. Double het, exanthic, and pied.
Golly.
And she's got that eye spot.
Yeah, she does.
And then like Cyborg, like her dad does too.
What do you think is causing that?
It's weird. It's the eye stripes coming back in a clown.
Huh.
They say clowns aren't supposed to have eye stripes, but that's not always a thing. I'm not sure which part of the gene set is doing it. I'm pretty sure she's Hurricane and then something dark and maybe something bright. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was Hurricane GHI. But I don't know. I made some other GHI clown pied combos and they're quite different.
Have you tapped in anything else with the strangest? I think you had coined it the strangest.
Not really.
Okay.
Got some shit.
Yeah, we ready for Tinley. We all gonna be in Tinley. Can't wait to see you guys.
That one went into shit, but I think that's OD Fire GHI clown pied. Head exanthic. Another one of Cyborg's making some crazy babies.
You think it's the GHI that's causing the eye stripe to come back a little bit?
I don't know, because that one's got the GHI and it doesn't have the eye stripe like that. I think it might be
It's
Hurricane.
very faint, but it looks like it's coming in.
I think the Hurricane's adding a lot to it.
Wow.
Here's a Hurricane Fire clown pied.
God, I thought I was doing something with Hurricane Pods. Man.
That's Hurricane Fire clown pied. And then
killer snake room. Killer snake. Insane.
Hurricane OD clown pied. They're all head exanthic too.
VPI or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to show the pattern. Right. Or he. This one's a boy. But have you been you've been making some hurricane pied stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a bunch of hurricane pied stuff.
Has it been low white?
I mean, actually, yes. Low white. I find that I'm getting a inchy kind of when it comes to pattern coverage wise is resembling the same thing, doing the same thing as far as inchy.
The fire clown pied, all the fire clown pieds I've made have been high white, except for that hurricane.
Right.
And all the
hurricane adds pattern
has been low white.
Every single one of my hurricane pods that we have here that we produce is done. We don't have them all crazy combos like you have. We have mostly hurricane pod, head DGs, hurricane pod, head ultramels, kind of going that route.
I feel like this one is a hurricane clown pied combo too, but it's high white. But that head is telling me it's probably a fire and maybe phantom or something making it so high white.
Yeah.
But that's not just a regular clown pied head.
Definitely not.
Another one that's got to be tested. But for
that's definitely
it's a neat high white.
Well, if you look at that head carefully, that's the exact kind of clown head that you get on your hurricane clowns.
Yep.
Especially that fanning.
That's why I think that's the hurricane.
Yeah.
Not
Yep. Dang. Wow.
Yeah, those have been pretty nice.
How many racks you got in there now?
How many racks?
Yeah.
I got 4 baby racks, 2 FB40s and 2 FB70s, and 3 FB20s.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I remember first time seeing the FB20s was at your facility.
And then I'm starting to over on. Oh, let me just do this one. I got some other cages and stuff. I've had Freedom Breeder make me some metal tables that I could put some other cages on over there for the white lip pythons.
Oh wow!
And I'm getting
wow,
getting new cages made. These are some temporary ones over here for some of the green trees. And I've got a new stack of cages being made for the chondros.
Oh, getting at a chondro.
Yeah, that's one thing I guess that's one thing I did about getting bored or getting now that I just have the ball pythons was we got into 2 more species kind of big time. We went into the green tree pythons and the Central American boas.
Gotcha.
So I got a pretty good collection of Central Americans, and I've got about 11 green trees so far.
So do you think it's better to
Bill over at Phoenix Reptiles?
Phoenix Reptiles.
So is it coming mostly from the passion of, you know what, I'm bored a little with this, I want to expand a little bit and not go full blown, but just have some things that interest me? Or is it something else?
It's both for business and for pleasure. Okay. I originally got into all this just having pairs of different things. So along with those 2, I also got a pair of white lip pythons, southern white lips. I got a pair of rainbow boas. I got a pair of Savu pythons. I got a pair of Ford's Island boas. There's some little tiny boas related to the rainbow boas. And then mostly the Central Americans and the green trees. So I spent a year just buying different things, just pairs of things to see what I liked. And then the boas and the green trees kind of made themselves kind of clear of what I liked, and kind of two different market perspectives on those. The Central Americans will be not the highest end. I'm still going to go for the nicest stuff, multi-recessive stuff and everything, but they're not going to be the highest end, and they should help with shows. A lot of that stuff should be $300, $400, $500 pet stuff that looks nice. I want to concentrate on making white boas, red boas, and black boas that stay under 5 foot. And so that stuff help with the shows and stuff. The green tree pythons, that's a whole different market and clientele and a whole different perspective that I haven't seen in a long time in the reptile industry. They're really all about lineage and knowing everybody and being friends with people. And you can't just, it's not like ball pythons. You decide, I want a hypo DG clown, and you go find somebody with a hypo DG clown and you throw money at them and they sell it to you. If you want a blue chondro, you've got to take time, get to know people, get them to know you, get on their lists if they make lists, put in time waiting, and maybe someday you'll get a blue chondro. Maybe you'll get a baby that has a chance to turn blue. Because with the chondros, you don't know what you're buying if you're buying babies. They're hatched red or yellow. You can't sex them till 1.5, 2 years old. So you don't know what color they're going to turn. And you don't know what sex they're going to be.
That's a big gamble.
I just got my new little baby from Bill. His season started off, he had a lot of demand, and he took 30 deposits on babies starting off the season at $8,000 a baby, not guaranteeing a specific clutch or baby. You'll just get one baby from one of his designer clutches, and he sold all them out and had more and overproduced them. So you want to see that little baby I just got?
Yeah, that's good to overproduce, because you overproduce.
That's crazy.
Deposits like that. Yeah.
$8,000, 30 of them. That's wow.
He didn't overproduce them, but he produced more than he needed to fulfill his.
Oh,
I like that color. Too bad they don't stay that color.
Yeah, she was really dark. This whole clutch hatched looking almost black. In these pictures, she's actually looking, in my screen, she's looking way brighter red than she is in person. She's actually a darker than that. But her parents were
certain spots are dark.
Her parents were both very melanistic. 2 different melanistic lines. So she's going to have a lot of, she should hopefully, or he, have a lot of black or that on them. And everybody says they're so mean and you can't handle them, but I can handle and play with most of the ones I have. They're not just going to bite you. They're not a ball python. They're not going to sit on your lap and hang out for hours and fall asleep, but they're not mean things that just want to eat your face. My wild caught girl is, she wants to eat my face, but these little guys are not bad at all.
That is cool.
Is that a focus cube rack that you got for the chondros? Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That is cool.
Ones I ended up getting that one part of a collection.
That's freaking awesome.
I really like this girl.
Oh, she has a bluish tint to her too.
Yeah, she's blue line. She's turning blue. If you blow up her scales, all the scales are at least outlined or painted or highlighted with some blue. She's got some black in her too. She's from the calico line. But I love it with all the colors, greens, blues, red, yellows. It's just a total different color palette than we get with the ball pythons.
Right. How old is that one?
She is 2.5.
Okay.
Here's another boy. His mom was blue, so he's getting a lot of blues coming in his
Yeah, you can
sides
see
and
him,
bellies.
the sides and the dorsal.
His face is blue, his nose and his tips. He's got a little bit of the black flecking still going. His dad produced one of the most famous chondros, the Thickness, which was a highly melanistic animal.
Huh.
But I can get them out. I can hold them. I've had to rub a shed off of one of them one time, like I did a ball python. I had to hold my breath. I was scared as crap, but he didn't eat me or anything.
Tag you.
I stuck my hand in. A boy that I just had out last, I stuck my hand in there and messed with him when he was in with a girl, almost wanting to get bit, and he tagged me one time, and wasn't anything worse than a big ball python.
Oh, okay.
I got tagged by. I had some carpet pythons for a little bit, and those things are way worse. Them things are huge and just look at you, and just start biting you for no reason, and like. I'll take the green trees over the carpets myself. But they're so easy to take care of too. If you have the parameters in the room close to right, I don't use wet bedding. I use a swamp cooler for my humidity in my room, and I have it set on a herpstat with a humidity probe at 72%. And I just let that run, and I don't worry about sheds or anything. I don't spray the chondros. I don't spray their tubs. I don't use wet bedding. I use puppy pads underneath them and just change the puppy pads when they go. It's easier than cleaning ball python tubs. They're up on the stick. I don't even have to mess with them most of the time.
Wow.
The adult females eat like once every 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Males, 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Oh, the cost of feeding is way lower than.
They're smaller. They don't need as big of meals, so they take time off. You have to food cycle them, or you should food cycle them, slow the feeding down, and then speed it up a little bit when you get them to go. So between, like, what are they eating? 15 times a year or something? Like, they're not eating all that many times, and it seems like a decent clutch for these things is 12, 16 eggs. A huge clutch is 30.
Wow.
That's a lot. And they look so much smaller than a ball python.
Yeah, they hatch way smaller. They're a whole different thing. You got to get them started on pinkies or different things. They were using some chicken gizzards and some different ways to get some of them going. They're not sure if the chicken gizzards is the best thing anymore or not, but getting them started was one of the harder. It seemed like getting eggs is not that hard with them, but incubating them and getting them to go the distance and then getting all the babies to get started has been, in the past, the hardest parts of it. But a lot of it, they were also dealing with Nido in their collections, and the green tree python world was heavily inundated in Nido before they got testing and didn't know. So a lot of the stuff back in the day, people just lost animals all the time and they didn't know why.
Yeah.
So most of that Nido stuff has been eliminated with the testing, and these guys, MJ and Bill and some of them doing, and a few other guys doing the podcasts, are sharing so much information about the chondros and the other cerebral stuff, that feeding the babies, getting them started, not waiting on them to get started. If they're not taking food, assist feed them right away. There's no reason to wait. Just assist feed them until they start eating, instead of waiting and losing babies along the way. But they had 6, 7, 8 grams or something. And so they're much smaller. They want to get them 3 meals and out the door isn't a thing with them. It's more like 20 or 40 meals. The good breeders want to get them and make sure that they're doing well and established and taking food regularly, not just, it took a couple of times. Sometimes they'll take a few and then stop for a little while and different stuff, I guess. Bill let me come down and do like a boot camp for a day and we went through and fed babies, and we sexed some of the yearlings, and we put in a prolapse. There can be problems with them prolapsing a lot more than ball pythons. So that can be issues. We did pretty much everything you could do with green trees in a day. I went down there and just watched how he does everything and hung out for a day. That was very nice, letting me do that.
Now, what's causing them to prolapse?
If they knew, it'd be like, what's causing us to get slugs? If they knew, they'd fix it and be joyful about it. But I don't think they really know. Some people have theories that it's not enough calcium or not enough stuff in the food they're feeding them. Like when they're so young and they're feeding them the red hot pinkies, it's just a ball of fat. There ain't really bone or hair or too much stuff on it, and not having enough in their stuff in their system. Like they're pushing too hard, not having a solid stuff to push out, and they're pushing their guts out. Or that's one of the theories. I really don't know. But a lot of them were doing some chicken gizzards this year instead of the pinkies, thinking it had more substance to it, and weren't getting as many prolapses. But they started having some weird neurological type issues with a few of the babies. They're not sure if it's from too much something in the chicken gizzards. They might have too much iron or too much, who knows what it might be. But they're not really sure if that just seems to be a kind of a link between a few babies at a few places that have having a similar issue.
Wow.
So we're having.
So Jason,
They had it.
how do I put it? For the new breeders and people watching, is there any advice for new breeders that you would throw out there? Maybe it's some of the stuff that everyone has put out there, but maybe you have your own little twist of what you want to add. What to do, what not to do, and how to stand out. You know, how do you get out there?
I mean, you got to pick your own road. I tell people, don't look at stuff that you like and say, I want to make that. Look at stuff that you like and say, well, I want to add, what do I want to add to that? What do I want to do next? Try to do something you ain't seen before if you can, or go down a road that hasn't been gone down in a way that is still relevant in the market and to other people, I guess. Don't be afraid to invest. Don't listen to 90% of the people out there with a negative attitude. Don't do things to invest. They're not trying to keep up with the market. They're following a lot of the do what you like. Don't worry about what everybody else does. And a lot of them are keeping a lot of the animals and can't sell them, I guess, or having a hard time. If you try to do it to the best of your ability, try to invest to the level that you're comfortable at, upgrade, keep going, put yourself out there. It's definitely not just about selling snakes these days. Even when I started, it wasn't about selling snakes. You got to sell yourself along with the snakes. Why should somebody buy from you if you've got the same snake as somebody else? Just making it cheaper isn't the best way to go about business. You guys are out there getting your names out there, letting people see you, helping the community. I don't do my own shows and stuff, but I'll go on and do things when I'm asked to. I was never a performer. Stuff like that, but I should do more of it. But I mostly let my snakes and let people see the snakes I make and let them speak for me.
Makes sense.
Let's hear about your weight loss journey.
You don't have to have a podcast and a business name before you have your first clutch. It is okay to get some experience first.
Right.
I don't think I made a business name until 2020.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I just went with my name.
Yeah.
That's
Amos
crazy.
Reptiles.
When I had the stranger money and got my logo done, had Blake do my logo he did mine before he did Justin's and US Arc and some of these ones, but he's the one that cut it from Jason Amos Reptiles to Amos Reptiles and made the logos and stuff. But yeah, I didn't have logos. I didn't have any of that stuff. I was using the same banner from back when I made the Hidden Gene Womas for years. Every year at the Sacramento show, I used that same old banner. Justin came out when he came out to my house and filmed that video and went to the Sac show with us. And he saw my old banner I was using. He's like, "Why are you using that old thing?" I was like, "Because I can. I don't have to. Look around here. There's no, I don't have to look like Tinley set up when I was doing it out there."
Right.
And they were a different level from everybody else's. So that sold them once I moved out here and everybody got all the big setups and all the big banners and everything. You know, you got to fit in. You can't just keep that old stuff. Banners made of PVC pipes and
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Tell us about this weight loss journey.
Oh, at the beginning of the year, I just started eating better. I don't call it a diet. I just changed how I eat. I just don't eat as much. I don't eat all the carbs. Just try to eat meat and vegetables for the most part. And don't need to eat 3 times a day. I think they lied to us about all that. I think that whole food pyramid they taught us in school was upside down. All the servings of carbs and hardly any meat was a lie. In January, I got bit by a dog and I went to the hospital and I had high blood pressure and they're telling me all this stuff. So I lost the weight here. And about 8 weeks ago, my wife bought me a big new chainsaw and I was cutting off a stump and it kicked back and I got me in the ankle. So I just started walking again. I was on a scooter at Dallas show. Got me real good at chip the bone and got everything right up my ankle. But yeah, that wasn't no fun. But when I went to the hospital for that, they kept telling me, "Oh, perfect blood pressure."
He brought it down.
I was like, "Is it because I lost so much?" No. Yeah, but that wasn't no fun. Be careful with chainsaws.
Yeah. Turn around. Yeah, I fast for 12 hours out of the day.
Yeah, I was trying to lose
doing
weight,
that,
but
yeah.
not my whole foot. No. Yeah, I try to eat like between 12 and 8. I sleep in. I don't get up till 10, but I stay up hella late at night. But yeah, just eat for 8 hours during the day and drink coffee in the morning.
Like everybody else, I drink coffee too. I do. I'm a coffee person.
I switched to black coffee.
Yeah, me too.
Took everything out of it and found out that I actually liked black coffee better than I liked coffee with cream and sugar.
Me too.
We don't even really do anything. And I found out I had to put sugar in it because of the cream.
Yep. Black. Man, oh man, but shoot. We appreciate your time this Sunday, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you out in Tinley. We're definitely coming over to the table. I'm sure Darren's gonna come over with the camera. Gonna get a whole episode over there at their booth as well. Can't wait to tap in out there. Oh yeah, definitely.
Leave it.
Leave Audra at the booth. Let her run my booth, and I'll come over to hang out.
All you want. You got a table
my
too?
new little mics.
Oh yeah. We've been every Tinley.
Oh, nice.
Yep. With the geckos. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah,
So
they
we
won't let me
appreciate
have my own table. I'm still subleasing from my buddy.
Yeah. We were. How long? It took us 4 years.
That was part of the other species also being able to get into some shows that I couldn't get into here in the future once I have some other species to.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's why
definitely.
Nobody brings ball pythons. Not that I'm going to bring most of them, but it wouldn't be bad to bring some cool ones to Tinley.
Right. Oh yeah, it's true. We still ain't got one table. We're trying to get 2 tables. We don't have enough room even for all the geckos we bring. So yeah.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
Well, we appreciate you, man. Definitely.
I'm happy to be in the building, whatever way I can get in there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what it's got to be about.
Even when I just came as a visitor, people that don't come, that don't hang out, that's another thing I want to tell people. If you want to do this and you want to do it as a part-time business, as a side business, as a full business, whatever way you want to do it, come to where the people that are doing it are.
Yep.
Come hang out.
We
with
flew
us.
out there the first
really
time.
doing.
We flew to
Come
go
make
do it.
relationships
Hang
in
out.
person. Internet
Yep.
friends are
That'd
fine,
be
but
perfect.
meeting people in person, sharing a beer with them, sharing a Coke with them, sharing whatever you want to share with them, and having a
Absolutely.
meal, it puts it on a different level than just somebody you talked to on the internet before.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no, it definitely does. It does. It's big time, big time.
And even if you're not going to buy something, you don't have to have money to buy something at Tinley. Just go for the experience and hang out. It's not about buying something.
Yeah, no, the
The money
experience
you
is big.
spend on the trip will come back to you multiple times in the
Oh, yeah.
relationship and the other things that you acquire on the trip.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't
And not
agree
just
more.
Tinley. Your little shows, your medium shows,
Mhm.
there's different people, different relationships to be made at all of them.
Yep. Yep. Hopefully everybody was taking notes. I'm taking notes. Well, we'll
When I
wrap it
first
up now. I'll
moved
get
here,
ready to get some good.
When I first moved here, I started going to some of the show me shows and just as a visitor and walking around and would talk to some of the people and they'd ask me, you got ball pythons? Yeah, I got some snakes. What do you got? Kind of hesitant to tell them and give them a little bit of stuff and have people look at me and, well, you're lying. Like, no, I'm not lying.
They don't know who you
Well,
are.
who are
yet.
you? And then tell them my name, and then they're like, "Oh, okay." And but there's just different people and different. I'd go there and just hang out, and then want to go out to dinner with the vendors that I'd never met before, and just get to know people.
Oh yeah.
At
Every
level.
night.
That's
They
Every
may
night.
Said you were
get
lying.
a good deal from them. They may turn into a good customer. You don't know which way it's going to go.
Oh yeah.
Go have a good time.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
True.
I'm gonna go get me some grub. I appreciate your time.
You
And
come out
we'll be
this way,
tapping in
Darren,
very
or
soon.
if either one of you guys come out this way to Oklahoma, come through, visit the facility.
All right.
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna keep it
definitely do
that
that.
promise. We definitely coming out
Yeah.
there.
Oh shoot! Don't
Definitely.
you ain't got to tell me twice. I've already been to your other ones. Now I got to see this one.
I'm 4 hours from Dallas and I'm 4 hours from Kansas City. So if you want to come see and then go to one of them shows, or
Yep.
come
Check
by
it out.
after
Yeah.
one of them shows on your way back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, we'll do it.
Are you driving?
Enjoy the rest of it.
You're out in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Are you driving to Tinley
No,
from Vegas?
He's in Cali.
Nope.
Yeah, he's in Cali. Where are you at?
He's in
I'm in
Carolina.
South Carolina.
Oh, you're in South Carolina. Okay.
But he's driving.
Yeah, we have 14. Yeah, we're driving 14
Okay.
hours.
14 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we moved here.
How long is your drive?
To Tinley, it's 10 and a half, 11.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Still
4
strike.
hours. 4 to Kansas City, 4 to Dallas, 3 to Oklahoma City. So I'm kind of right in the middle of a bunch of cities, but there's not a lot around me. I'm next to Fort Smith, Arkansas, right on the border. If you want to look up on the map where I'm at.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We may have to travel out there, make an event out of it. That'll be fun.
Yeah. A big
Yeah.
event. We'll do that.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys this week.
Oh, we definitely
Can't wait to come in. Oh yeah, I'm coming. Don't worry, we're gonna make a whole full-blown special visit. It's all good.
Put it on
But I'll see
film.
you guys this week.
Yeah, we'll have
enjoy your Sunday.
We'll have some cool Bambino projects to show you.
Yeah.
Let's
Come
do
make
it.
the Bambino video next year.
I hear that.
Oh yes.
Well, enjoy
yeah.
your meals.
That'd be right there.
All right, brothers. We'll see you this week.
Right.
See ya.
Always have
Later.
fun. You guys have a good night.
Definitely.
Me too.
You too.
Bye.